Okay, we're going to try and piece together a beautiful chord solo guitar arrangement for this classic, and I'll break it down after. But here we go. Let's start with it. There you go. Somewhere over the rainbow. It's just an amazing melody to start with. And so the whole idea here, of course, I wanted to try. Tommy Emmanuel does this tune in an entirely different key, and I will maybe one day sit down and analyze his arrangement. But this one's, and I'm not even sure if this is the original key, but I took it in the key of C. And so well, the first intro thing I did, I was a half step off of where these should sound. But it really sounds great. So what I'm actually doing is I'm using my middle finger on the 9th fret on the 6th string, and I'm doing a bar, a complete bar across the 8th fret on all of the strings. And I'm doing, okay, so this is there's 15, 17, 19. I'm doing 20. And I'm also, with my ring finger, plucking just straight out notes. And then you attach a harmonic, and you keep spaced every other string. And that one's really crazy because that shouldn't actually work. And here it's the real thing. Okay, so that's the whole idea of that. And this is a C6 add 9. And I'm not going all the way over, so I'm only doing, there's a D that just got activated. There's the C, there's a G, there's the E. Oh, actually, I guess I am doing an F sharp in there, and yeah. So yeah, I go up as far. So the ring finger starts with the 4th string, moves over to the 3rd string, and the harmonic goes to the 5th string. And I think I only went as high as the 2nd string on that. And then, no, I did. I went all the way across. You can go all the way across. Okay, so that's that. That's a trick. That's Chet Atkins is where I caught that stuff. And well, my guy did a lot of teaching me of harmonic ideas too. So anyways, on to the tune. So the song, it has that octave C, C, right, D, do, 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 D, right, there's the melody, right? So I underlined it with a C major 6 chord with G in the bass, okay? So I'm doing that. That's index fingers on first fret, second string, ring and middle finger come down on second frets on third and fourth strings, and then I'm tucking my, or reaching over, I'm muting this, so I don't really need the fifth string, but I'm grabbing the third fret on the sixth string to get the G bass. You could almost say this is an A minor over G, right? Because it's basically what, you know, as a matter of fact, in some of the modern music writing today, you see that, the slash chords, right? A minor over some, you know, who knows what it would be over, but it would be the bass note is the slash, the right hand. Okay, so that's that. So we got a C major 6, and then here I make it a C6 add 9. And so here's the 6, here's the 9, which is 7th fret on 4th string and 3rd string. I can do that with a bar. And then I'm using my ring finger and pinky to play the 8th frets on the 2nd and 1st strings. And that gives me A, D, G, C. So 6, 9, 5, 1. So the melody is, again, I got the C on the top here. Okay, now that was E minor 7. Make sure you get the B first string. So I'm barring the 7th fret. I'm playing the 9th fret on the 4th string and 8th fret on the 2nd string. I can then block the 1st string and only strum to the G, or the 2nd string. And then with my pinky, I grab in the 10th fret. I get back to here, so that goes like this. And I can either still do that as a chord, or I can maybe change that to being just a melody. And then, I'm sorry about that. This is where I make my transformation, and this is a secondary dominant to the F. And what it is a C7 sharp 5. And I've got the B flat, or the flat 7 in the bass. I got the E, the 3, there. I got the G sharp on the, so those are 9th fret and 9th fret, 3rd and 2nd strings. 8th fret here, and then my middle finger is holding down the 4th on C. So the root's over there. Great sounding chord, right? Then I could go down to an F major 7. Now that could be like an A minor over F bass, right? If you want to look at it from that point of view. And then that goes to this. I'm going to call that an F sharp diminished. Okay, and so here's the root. I got the F sharp. I have a C here. So I've got 4th fret on 4th string, 5th fret on 3rd string, 4th fret on 2nd string, and 5th fret with my pinky on the 1st string. But we'll say that's, guys, the root. But actually, any one of these notes could be a diminished chord root. Or any note a half step below any of these notes could be a dominant 7 flat 9 root. Okay. So this chord can have 8 names. But we'll stick with F sharp diminished for now, right? And then I went from that to a G6 add 9. So same shape I was using up here. And now it's 2nd frets on the 4th and 3rd string, and 3rd frets on the 2nd and 1st strings. Right? And then I switched back to an E diminished. I'm going to use that as my root again. Right? And then we're back down to F. I'm going to use F major 7 this way. And then I'm going to do F minor 6 this way. I'm in the wrong spot though, ain't I? I didn't bring it in the right spot, right? Because I'm, let me see. All right, let me go from here. and then it's, yeah, okay, so I was right. I'm sorry. I got a little sidetracked on where I was. But yeah, I go F major 7 this way, F minor 9, F minor 6 this way. So this is 3rd fret on 4th string, 2nd, diagonal row, basically, and then E string open. Right? So it's a little different than that. And then I took F minor 6, this is the root. So this has a D here, an A flat, and a C. Okay, so A flat C F is really just F minor. And this is the D, this is the 6 minor. Okay, it's very easy for me to fall into this type of a major 7 chord. So I took that F minor 6 down to C major 7 this way. Okay, which is kind of a bar. I'm not really totally barring. I could do this like this if I wanted, but a lot of times we kind of feel like this is a bar. But it's 3rd fret there, 5th fret on 4th string, 4th fret on 3rd string, and 5th fret on 2nd string. 6s, E and C, F and D, and then what do we want to call it? Let's call it an A7 to a B flat 7. And all I'm doing is the 7 and the 3 and the 5, no root. So it's a rootless voicing. And then we're down to here, which is a C7, no, a C major 9 with the sharp 11. And it has C, has F sharp, which is the sharp 11, B, and D. So 7 and 9 on the upper end. Okay. Then we get a little bit of melody again. And I take liberties with that as to what I want to do. You know, I'll probably change that a few times over. Right? So it's just a spot for a riff, right? You're at the turnaround. And then here I took a little something too. Right? And so that was a C major 6 at 9. Now I'm just doing chromatic motion. And I make it to a C this way. And if I want to do a total completion, I should do a blocked C major 6. That gets me up right through, okay? So have fun with it. It's a great, great song, and there's tons of improvisation you can pull off in there, and you'll see, you know, as you get playing it, you'll change it up a lot. So once again, happy summer. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell if you want to see more, and subscribe. That always helps. Helps my stats on YouTube. So thanks anyways. Thanks no matter what. Thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you